Housing affordability is set to be an issue for at least another 40 years, with strong levels of migration into Australia helping push house prices up. Now there are calls for new policies for those who may never own a home.
The so-called Great Australian Dream could be even more out of reach, some relieved to be out of the property race.
I can't imagine the debt that young people have to get into these days to actually own a home.
Others trying to get in.
It's much more difficult to afford a house and to be in a financial position to be comfortable with a mortgage.
The Housing Australia report concluded demand pressures and supply problems are set to continue. It finds a decline in interest rates and the end of credit rationing has caused housing prices to surge worldwide, with housing prices in cities including Sydney, Vancouver and San Francisco following a similar trend. Housing markets in big cities fuelled by a surge in international and interstate migration.
A lot of migrants want to come and live in those big cities because cities offer lots of advantages in terms of finding jobs and finding multiple jobs if you and your partner both need jobs, all those sorts of things.
The report recommends improving housing affordability by relaxing council planning restrictions and increasing housing density, and changing tenancy laws to provide certainty for long-term renters.
So more 5-year contracts or 10-year contracts with protections as to how you can price rises perhaps, but I'm more inclined to think about that you can't be thrown out of your house just because the landlord decided to sell.
Many of the recommendations welcomed.
We're a market that's undersupplied, and anything we can do to provide more supply into the Melbourne and Sydney markets will only put downward pressure on what continue to be strong growth in prices and rents.
Again, raising the question for many of letting go of the Great Australian Dream. Aileen Phillips, SBS World News.
The Victorian